Hi, this is Ryan Hoff with your AIC Legislative Minute for April 14th, 2023, brought to you by Xsoft. This week at the Indiana General Assembly, we saw the end of regular committee hearings for this session. The state budget passed the Senate Appropriations Committee, Senate Bill 4 on Public Health Expansion passed the House Ways and Means Committee, and House Bill 1499 passed the Senate Tax and Fiscal Committee, each with amendments as both chambers of the legislature sought to put their own stamp on the biggest issues of session. While Senate Bill 4 on Public Health Expansion passed Ways and Means and subsequently passed second reading in the House, the underlying concepts all remained intact. A local option to fund expanded public health services to proactively address health issues before Hoosiers get sick. The Senate version of the state budget, which contains the funding aspect of this program, was approved by the Appropriations Committee with the same funding support that the House version contained. $225 million would be available over the next biennium for counties who opt into the program. The full Senate will have opportunity to amend the state budget next week, while the House will proceed to a final vote on their version of Senate Bill 4 next week as well. House Bill 1499, which passed the House with hundreds of millions of dollars in local revenue loss to fund residential property tax relief, was heavily amended this week in the Senate. The largest pieces of tax relief were removed, leaving in place enhanced local options to provide tax relief. Also, over 65 deduction AV limits were increased and guardrails put around the use of food and beverage taxes were added in on amendment. This approach aligns with the property tax study that AIC commissioned this year that clearly shows that property taxes are not increasing in a uniform fashion across the state. While in some taxing jurisdictions there are increases over 20%, there are other jurisdictions where the increase is less than 5%, and some taxpayers are even seeing decreases in their property tax. This localized approach will allow county officials to tailor tax relief in their county if necessary, along with other property tax reductions included in Senate Bill 46. House Bill 1499 is now eligible for amendment in the full Senate next week. Both House and Senate have third reading deadlines next week, and then conference committees will begin. This should be quite a ride as the days leading up to final adjournment rapidly approach. Your AIC staff will remain vigilant to issues as they arise, and we ask that you keep an eye out for any communication from us for your timely feedback to legislators. As we've discussed before, the strength of county government is in our statewide network of county officials, and that's never more important than in the coming weeks leading up to the end of session. Have a great weekend. This has been the AIC Legislative Minute brought to you by Xsoft.